Hey guys, I wanted to jump on here tonight. I'm just home from a business networking event, and I always have fun at those. I do usually more than one a week. Big believer in networking, but what I want to talk about has kind of come up between some conversations I've had with people, both online and offline. And these are some things I would love for you to think about if you own a business or if you are starting a business. So, kind of one of the classifications of people I really love to help in the fitness industry grow their businesses is people who are still solopreneurs. So people who are either just starting a business or who are maybe getting ready to hire, but they're still operating generally by themselves. And so there are some things that I would love for you to think about if you're in those stages or if you're still thinking about getting started, because I think this is so important. So number one is, what is your end game, right? So when I started my boot camp, I knew that I was going to have to move within about 3 to 5 years. So my business needed to be set up in a way to where I could either sell it or run it remotely. So that's what I did. So the first question to ask yourself is really, what is your end game? Is this going to be something that you want to hold on to forever, pass down to children? Is it something you're going to want to sell? What do you want that to look like? And I think that's really important when you start to think about the next steps. So when you first start a business, you have to do everything, right? So you are the vision setter, right? You are the entrepreneur. You're also the manager and the janitor and the clean, like you do all those things. You're probably your own bookkeeper at some point also, which is not ever a good idea. But you're all of those things. The key is having a progression path for yourself that's aligned with what that long-term vision is. So do you want to create an asset that you can sell or that you can pass down? Or do you want to create a job for yourself? There's no right or wrong answer here. Hey, Sean and Paul. But the thing is you have to be really clear on what it is that you are looking for. So if you've never read The E-Myth, that is like the number one book I always recommend that people read if they're even thinking about starting a business or if they're already in one, because it's so powerful. And it introduces you to the kind of main two concepts. So you have the entrepreneur and you have the technician. So with fitness businesses, what I often have found, and what I initially found with myself also is like, you're a great trainer, you're great at nutrition coaching, you're great at all of those things that you fell in love with doing, right? That made you want to open your business. But the problem is that what you do, if you focus on being a technician, on refining all of those skills, it's a problem only if you want something different. But the problem becomes your business is relying solely on you. So it's still kind of creating a job for yourself because you're still trading dollars for hours typically. So if you want to go on vacation, you don't get paid and you have to spend money on vacation. So that's being a technician, right? Being a business owner is in many ways a different thing because you are willing to expand beyond yourself because you have a higher vision maybe about what you want to achieve in your own life, and it's not working in a day-to-day job, or it's having time and location freedom, or all of those things that fitness business owners and many business owners really value. So I think it's first deciding what's your end game with this, right? What do you ultimately want at the end of the day, whether that's 20 years or 3 years down the road, it doesn't matter, but know your end game and kind of structure your organization to achieve that. So if you know that you want to sell your business, let's say in 5 years, well, great. What positions are going to need to be filled to make it a really valuable asset? Because one of the things that makes a business valuable for a sale is lack of owner involvement, is having systems in place. and obviously being profitable. So those are some things to think about. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to create a job for yourself where you kind of control your schedule and that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's really important to decide, do you want to be a business owner or do you want to be a technician? And yes, in the beginning, you're going to be both. And maybe you'll be both by choice in the future too. But at some point, you have to decide to really best serve the company, the team members, should you choose to hire them, and the clients, and ultimately your higher vision, because that is your responsibility. If it's your business, you, at the end of the day, are the entrepreneur. It is 100% your responsibility for setting the vision and for fulfilling that vision and doing what it takes to get there. So totally unscripted, but those are just some thoughts I was having after some conversations that I had, and thinking back to, all the coaching conversations I've had with fitness business owners and being one myself. So decide what it is that you want for the long game. Do you want to have a job? Do you want to have an asset? Do you want to hold on to this thing and pass it down to your kids? Do you want to sell it one day? What do you want? And then decide if, a year from now, if 2 years from now, you still want to be working as a technician, or if you want what comes with being a business owner, if you take the right steps, which is that, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, if that's a goal and you set up your business to achieve that. So just some quick thoughts for tonight. If you've never read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, do it, because it is the #1 business book that I recommend for everybody. So I'd love to hear if this resonates with you. Maybe if you're working toward becoming more of the entrepreneur, less of the technician. Maybe if you love being the technician, because there's really nothing wrong with that. Maybe if you've never thought about your end game before, what that might look like for you. So I'm just super curious to kind of hear where everybody is in their journey and where you want to go. So I hope everybody has a fantastic night.